Now, you may not be aware of it, but you could well be destroying your bike. Sometimes in an instant, and sometimes just accelerating the natural wear of components. Today then, we're going to look at some of the ways in which you could well be destroying your bike, and importantly, how to combat it. But before we go on, make sure you subscribe to the GCN Tech channel, and also click that little notification icon and bell so you get alerted each and every time we put a video live. Now, not every time you wash your bike does it have to be a very thorough affair, but I would recommend certainly every couple of months to give it a very good going over. Try and get it to look as new and as clean as possible. That way you're going to uncover any potential disasters that have been hiding underneath the dirt and grime. Plus, you're less likely to have any mechanical faults going on because it's going to be working smoothly. And besides, a clean bike is a fast bike, and a clean bike is a bike that you're going to want to go out and ride on. That's right, if you go ahead and wash your bike after every single ride, trying to get it to look like it should be inside of a catalogue or something, you could well be doing it more damage than good. The reason being, lots of bicycle components have grease inside of them, and it's there for a very good reason. Slick and smooth operation. If you go ahead and use the wrong cleaning products or harsh chemicals, or even sometimes a jet wash, you could be removing all of that useful goodness inside of the components and, well, replacing it with nothing. Best leave it to when it actually needs doing. Many times people head out on a bike ride and they look down at their chain and think, that needs some lubricant. And quite often they apply the wrong one. A few kilometres, a few miles down the road, and they hear that squeaking sound, or even worse, the dry metallic noise. If you've heard it, you'll know all about it. The reason being, it's just simply washed off. Now, in the winter months, it's vital you get the right lubricant on there. So you want to use a wet lube, but put the right amount on. If you go and cover it, well, you're going to attract every known bit of grime, dirt, sand, road debris you can find on the road. It's going to clog up the chain, it's going to wear it out, which is never good. So keep the wet lube for wet conditions, because the dry stuff is never going to stay on the chain. And keep the dry lube for the dry conditions. It sounds logical, it is logical. If you use the wet stuff in the dry, you're going to attract all of the dirt and grime from the road to your drivetrain quicker than ever. It's going to almost be like a magnet. Trust me, been there, done that, got the grubby chain. Now, many of you, I'm sure, own more than one bicycle. And if you've got a top-of-the-range lightweight bike, if you use that all year round relentlessly, you're going to end up wearing it out pretty quick. Because in the winter months, if you don't take care of it, those lightweight components aren't going to last that long. The entry-level stuff tends to be slightly harder wearing. And essentially, it's going to cost you in the long run if you just want to show off to your mates on that top-of-the-range bike. If you've got a winter bike, make sure you use it. And also keep it nice and clean. Avoiding stress on parts of your bike is certainly going to add to its lifespan. Now, it's easier said than done in some situations, particularly if you're riding in the middle of a group and someone doesn't point out a pothole. But you could almost be prepared for it, even if you don't have time to undertake a bunny hop. So one way you can do it is to kind of release a little bit of weight from the actual bike itself. Now, you are not going to be able to do that, obviously, without getting off of the bike, but you could use your limbs kind of as a bit of suspension. So let your arms take a bit of the shock out if you were to ride into a pothole, so you're not forcing it inside, it's rather finding its own way out. And likewise, with the back wheel, lift your bum from the saddle and let that wheel kind of float over it or float through it a little bit easier. If you flat spot or dent that rim, you're going to know about it, and on the way home, it's likely it could cause you more problems than ever. And quite often, it's difficult to get hold of replacement rims. Yeah, been there, done that one too. Virtually every component on your bike wears out at a different rate. And if you were to wait until everything needed replacing, that's going to cost you a fair amount of money, and in some cases, probably make more sense to actually buy a complete new bike. Let's take the chain then as an example. A chain is normally replaced 2 or 3 times compared to a cassette. So by staying on top of that chain replacement is going to ensure that your cassette lasts longer, and also they cost more too. Sometimes just being a little bit wise about these things helps your bike last longer and also keeps your pocket healthier too. And last, but by no means least, leaving your bike outside is going to do it no favours whatsoever. I do appreciate that not everybody out there has the luxury of being able to keep their bicycle indoors, but moisture, air and sunlight all possess, well, quite damaging properties in their own ways. So if you are going to be keeping it outside, try and get a little cover of some sort so that the UV rays aren't going to be damaging your paintwork or maybe the cables on the bike. And also, that way you're going to try and keep surface rust to an absolute minimum. There we are, some ways which you could be inadvertently damaging your bike without even knowing about it. Let me know if you've got any tips like that down there in the comments section below. And as ever, remember to like and share this video with your friends too. And don't forget to check out the GCN shop at shop.globalcyclingnetwork.com. We have got a whole heap of goodies for you to check out. And now for 2 more great maintenance videos, how about clicking just down here and just down here? And make sure you look after your bike. It will look after you.